All right, let's play ball. Let's play ball. Just like Fenway, it's time to play ball. All right, Jacob, it's your show, my friend.
Well, here we go. Nico Saris take the mound for Ashland. Hopefully didn't have too much time to rest after warming up.
Yeah, Nico on the hill hasn't had on the hill. Nico in the circle hasn't had a ton of innings this year, Jacob. So we'll see how she does. She is a good pitcher. She did a good job for them last year. In a tough spot. Nico was a freshman, playing outside of her normal position, which she's typically a center fielder in a shortstop. But last year she did pitch 63 innings. So in 63 innings, she faced 355 batters last year. She did get 4 wins. 4 of the 6 wins were by Nico. And she, got 43 strikeouts to 42 walks. So I think keeping the ball in the zone today is going to be a huge key to success for Nico, to be right around the strike zone, make sure she's throwing strikes. And they got to help her out behind her, right? We can't have errors. We talked about not making mistakes behind her in the field.
Yeah. This is her 5th appearance of the season. In her 4 appearances prior, only 5 innings pitched. So we'll get to see, for the first time, her eat some innings. She did pitch against Dedham last time out, an inning scoreless with a couple strikeouts. Did walk a couple, but no damage done. So we'll get to see her in the starting role this afternoon. She'll get Mia French to begin, followed by Abby Johnson and Brooke Benger.
I'll tell you what I am excited to see, too, besides Neo in the circle. I'm excited to see Lexi Merloni playing shortstop. Lexi hasn't played a ton of innings this year in the field. She has battled some injuries. Lexi is no secret. She's one of my all-time favorite kids. I've always appreciated her. I had the privilege of coaching Lexi a little bit in the summers when I coached some of these girls. She just is a high energy, high positivity, always energizer rabbit kind of kid. So we'll see what she can do today, getting the start at shortstop. So it's great to see her out there.
So Mia French will lead it off. She's played in 14 games this year, 261 batting average at the top of the lineup. She's another batter who walks more than she strikes out. Sophomore. As Usaris looks in. First pitch is outside as we are finally underway at 5:19 p.m. Just 49 minutes late.
And the infield is almost completely in shadows.
Yeah, as that one's low, so a 2-ball, no strike count to start.
It looks like no one is scoring this game on Game Changer just yet. I was hoping for that live scoring. I might have to keep score myself.
Yeah. As that one's rolled in there, so a 3-0 count to start against French. Abby Johnson waits on deck, the senior captain. And that is ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to start for Ustaris. Mia French will reach.
Let's go, just pitch.
Again, that's something that we talked about. Keeping them, those free passes to a minimum is going to be a really important thing for the Clockers today. Tough start there with the first leadoff walk.
Yeah, and here comes the most dangerous hitter in their lineup, the senior captain, who will pop one up into shallow left field, and that'll drop just foul.
That thing was nearly in no man's land, Jacob. Tough spot for anybody to make a play on. Luckily, that thing went foul. Rebecca is playing pretty deep out left, but maybe she's got the scouting report on this number 2 hitter here for Westwood.
Yeah, 357 average as Ustaris will throw high. Again, behind the plate for Ashland is the freshman Ava Vendetti.
Hey, Ava's done a nice job back there this year. She and Caroline Kyra has split time for the majority of the season, going every other game. Ava's turn today.
That one's grounded to second base, and the throw in time as French does get down to second base, so runner in scoring position with 1 out here for Westwood. That was the second baseman Buterman with the play. Now Brooke Benger will bat. 273 on the season. She's driven home 12 runs. She'll be at second base today for Westwood. He's the first pitch is a strike.
Great pitch.
Nice to get that first one across there. If we can stay ahead of the count, that's going to be critical for us today, I think.
It appeared like she had a little bit of trouble with the release on that first batter.
Yeah, a couple
Notice
balls
that-
rolled in there
yeah,
as that
rolled
one
in,
is
yeah.
low. Good stop behind the plate by Vendetti. It's a ball and a strike.
Well, if Nika can get in the groove here and start throwing strikes, I think it's going to be a totally different ballgame for her. And she may have had a little rust that had to get off the 2 in that first battle.
Here's the 1-1, a swing and a miss.
A little help there.
A healthy cut. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Go down now.
There is already some action going on in the Ashland bullpen as Holly Cashin is taking some warm-up pitches over there with Ella Dickinson, I can see.
That one is flied foul down the left field line into the woods. Yeah, so we'll see how they manage the innings for their 2 pitchers. Presumably their 2 pitchers they'll throw today.
Yeah, one of the biggest challenges, I believe, with having Nico in the circle is that you lose her defensively. She's probably one of the best defensive players in the entire league as well as offensively. But
The 1-2 is
nice
swung on
changeup.
and missed.
Yep.
Good off speed from Ustaris. That is out number 2, her first strikeout this afternoon.
if that changeup can work for her today, it could be a really long day for the Wolverines. Nico comes out with that 2-strike change, and she was way ahead of her on that. It was really fooled her.
And it looks like they're going to intentionally walk Isabel Walsh.
Clean up batter.
She is batting .312 on the season, and they will not throw a pitch. She'll take first base.
Interesting tactic there in the first inning, but I can see that with first base occupied and 2 outs in the first. You don't want anything to happen. Hopefully you can induce a ground ball here and get out of the inning.
As that one's low to Eve Clinton, a sophomore first baseman, batting .244 in the season. She does have a home run here for Westwood. They have a few players with home runs. Here's the 1-0. That's a good pitch, strike 1.
Well, we'll see if the strategy of giving the free pass works out for Coach Sasso and the Clockers. I hope it does. As we can get 1 out here, then get out of this inning with no runs.
1 ball, 1 strike. That's a hard grounder foul.
And it looks like senior parent Mike Koch is going to go home with a souvenir bruise on his shin today, Jacob. That thing came hot, and the old college baseball player couldn't get the glove down, took it off the shin.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Clinton. That one's up and away. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You hate to overemphasize something, but this feels like a really important batter early in the game for the Clockers to get out of this one.
Especially that runner on first. You don't want to make a mistake and a free pass. As that's strike 3. Got her looking. And that is a 2-strikeout first inning for Nico Ustaris. Well pitched.
And you know, the risk of getting that intentional walk by Coach Sasso pays off. They give the free pass with first base occupied and 2 outs to one of the best hitters on the Westwood team. And Nico answers the challenge by getting her 2nd strikeout of the game. And she looks pretty good for a kid who hasn't pitched a whole lot of innings right now.
Yeah, really impressive. That changeup to get a swing and a miss earlier in the inning was a very nice pitch. And like you said, if she gets that working, we could have a very good outing on the mound, depending how long she does pitch.
Yeah, as I said before, I think the key for her really is just to be around the plate, right? To limit walks, limit the free pass. Let them hit the ball. Make your defense play behind you. The Clockers have, for the most part, played pretty good defense this year. They've had that occasional inning where they've made 1 too many mistakes. But if they can not let 1 mistake turn into 2 mistakes, and really support Nico behind her, this should be a game where they come out on top as long as they can get their bats going. And we'll see what the pitcher can do when she starts off here in the first.
Yeah, it's the sophomore Alexis Cahill who's pitched 76 2/3 innings for the Wolverines this season. She did pitch against Ashland and did get the loss. She went all 7, gave up 14 runs, 13 of them earned, and 16 hits in those 7 innings. So the Clockers had her number the first time, and we'll see what they can do against her today. She did pitch on Monday against Holliston, got the win, did give up 8 runs in 3 innings, and is pitching to an ERA above 8. So we'll see if the Clockers and keep the bats hot.
Interestingly, though, that first game, Jacob, the Clockers took a while to get rolling. That game was a 6-6 game going into the 7th, and the Clockers exploded for 8 runs in the top of the 7th inning. So hopefully they can get rolling a little faster this time, and see if we can put a crooked number up in the first one here instead of putting that up in the last one, as they look to get win number 14 on the season.
And they'll lead it off with the sophomore who is on the mound, Nico Ustaris. As mentioned, a .593 batting average, 35 hits in 59 at-bats. She's walked 13 times. She's only struck out 3. And she takes that one away. 4 home runs as well. Excellent speed. 17 steals on 18 tries.
I'd like to say that Nico is an automatic double. Anytime she puts the ball in play, she has the opportunity to reach first on a slow roller, on a fast grounder, and in the outfield. But if she reaches first base, she's likely going to be on 2.
That's a slow roller foul down the third baseline. It's a ball and 2 strikes. And she is facing a lefty. Yeah.
Oh, that was absolutely a single written all over it. And on the first pitch of the next at-bat, probably turns into a double with that stolen base.
She grounds that one, and she's safe. It was a quick throw from Abby Johnson at third, but not quick enough, and it's an infield single for Nico Staris.
Her speed is a weapon, Jacob. Contact means the opportunity to get on base for Nico Ustaris. I'm glad she has chosen the path of softball rather than spring track, because I think she would be a dominant sprinter in the TVL, but we like having her wearing a helmet for the spring season.
As Buterman attempted to lay down the bunt and pulled it back. And Granada behind the plate's going to have a tough afternoon. Oh. That one gets away, and Usaris will take second easily.
Yeah, Nico is a heads-up base runner as well. She makes good decision there. Saw that the ball got away, and again, he gets over to second with these now running in score position for Haley Buterman, who really carried the load against Westwood in the first game.
As that one's bounced in there, and Usaris will head to third as that one gets up the first base line. So quickly, just 3 pitches, and she's already at third base.
You cannot bobble the ball. You have to field the ball clean with Nico on the base pass. And quite frankly, I think catchers are probably thinking about that, right? When she gets on the bases, they are thinking about her, and it takes their mind off of just receiving the ball, which is ultimately the most important thing to do.
That one's just off the end of the bat to first base, and a nice catch there from Clinton. And it looked like that ball was heading foul if she didn't get to it.
Yeah, nice play by the first baseman there, Clinton. She makes a nice nifty little play on a ball that I thought was going to sneak underneath her glove and get foul, but unfortunately Haley Buterman is the unfortunate recipient of a nice defensive play by Westwood.
So Ava Vendetti will foul one away. A freshman batting .431. She's had 30 RBIs in 65 at-bats. Just incredible numbers.
Incredible numbers. I've been talking about it all year long. Ava Vendetti is an RBI machine, and I think her 30 RBIs have led to the 29 runs scored.
As that one gets away, and Usaris will score standing up from third base. And the Clockers get the lead. She goes from first all the way home on pass balls.
Yeah, and what she did right there is probably stealing another RBI opportunity away from Ava. But Ava has been the beneficiary of having Nico up to the plate before her, because Nico gets on base, Ava makes hits, and Nico can score from anywhere.
As Vendetti shoots that one into center field, it is, what a catch out in center field by Mia Poles. Leg brace and all, she went back and made a snow cone grab.
I thought that was going to sneak over the glove of center fielder Mia Poles, but she was able to snag it up there, small style, put the glove up, and the ball found it. unfortunate for Ava Vendetti.
So that is out number 2. As Caroline Kyra digs in and pops it up. And that'll head back behind the plate. Caroline Kyra has had a spectacular season, batting .500, 30 hits and 60 at-bats, 0 strikeouts and 70 plate appearances. I know we've talked about that, but it's all you can ask for from your cleanup hitter.
Caroline's had a pretty consistent year at the plate, hoping that she can get us started here back in with 2 outs.
As that one's low and away, so a ball and a strike here. As Cahill looks to settle back in after getting that speed off the base paths. Here comes the 1-1. That's a strike, and she's in the hole.
Not so sure that Caroline liked that one. Looked like it might have been a little bit off the plate, so she's going to have to protect now with 2 strikes.
Comes the 1-2. And she fights that one off and fouls it away. So we'll do it again.
As we talked about, she's been a tough strikeout this year. She's been a pretty good 2-strike hitter all season long. As her daddy, I call her the cardiac kid. A lot of 2-strike counts for her, so hopefully she can put the bat in the ball here.
Comes the 1-2 again. That's a shot into center field right at poles. And she had a couple bullets come her way, and she makes both plays to end the first. But thanks to the speed of Nico Ustaris, the Clockers get on the board. It's 1-0 after 1.
Yeah, both Vendetti and Kyra hit the ball pretty hard. That ball came off pretty hot off Kyra's bat, but Nia Poles was in exactly the right position there, just moved a little bit over and makes the play on the line drive to center. And we've only got 1 run across on what I feel like in a lot of games could have been base hits, but today the Westwood Wolverines have brought their gloves.
And we will get a second inning of Nico Ustaris on the mound. Had a scoreless first inning, a couple strikeouts. Looked razor sharp.
5, 6, 7.
6, 7, 8. Granada, Raffoni, and Poles.
Be nice if they can get out of this with no hits. If they can get a 1-2-3 inning and lead off the third with the 9-hitter. Always great if you can limit the amount of at-bats the team gets against you. So we'll see what Nico can do here in the top of the second. They do have that 1-0 lead, which is always important. They got that first run across. So let's hope they can keep things rolling here with some good defense and good pitching in the second.
An 18-pitch first for Ustaris. As Granada will dig in. She's batting 171 on the season.
Go.
Sophomore catcher. Definitely got a lot on her
Get in
plate.
the rhythm now.
That one is upstairs for ball 1.
Again, it's a confidence thing when you're in the circle too. So we want Nico to be able to make sure she can stay positive with herself and get that ball over. Again, let her defense do the job.
Here comes a 1-0. That's a called strike. It's a ball and 1 strike. And it's obviously, depending on how long Bella Domestico's out, this is an important start to get the experience of being a starter in case they need her to start a postseason game.
Yeah, I think that's what Coach Sasso is thinking right now. He had Holly Cashin go on Monday against Dedham, and she did an admirable job against a really good team. So she just get a full game under her belt against a really good hitting team. And now Nico gets a league start against Westwood that hopefully they won't need to use the 2 of them in the playoffs, but you never know.
Comes a 1-2 and a swing and a miss for strike 3, the 3rd strikeout for Nico.
Looked like Nico brought a little more velocity on that one than she's been bringing throughout the game so far. The batter was way behind that, so if Nico's able to mix up speeds, this could be a good day for her in the circle.
There's Julia Raffoni will bat next, 216. She does have a home run on the season. Comes the first pitch, and that's a late swing and a miss.
There we go now.
She's getting a lot of swing and miss.
Good.
It's actually not something that we're all that used to here. One of the things about Bella when she's in the circle is Bella is a spot pitcher, and she gets a lot of called third strikes. So singing the swing and miss is kind of nice.
The 0-1 is bounced in there, and it's a ball and a strike.
You don't have to be an overpowering pitcher in softball. If you can hit your spots and get some spin on it and make the ball hard to hit, it's not everybody's Nicole D'Argento, right?
No, very few are.
Here's the 1-1. That's up and in. 2 balls and a strike.
All through on that.
And you constantly see in high school and especially in college softball, a lot of pitchers throw upwards of 150 pitches a game.
Oh, yeah, it's amazing.
It's crazy because in baseball you would never see anything like that.
What's really wild is during summer tournament play when you watch
Fight for
a
this
pitcher
one.
pitch 3 games in one day. So we're talking almost 300 pitches in a day, sometimes more than that. These girls are incredible in what they can do if they have the right stamina.
It's a 3-ball, 1-strike count, and that one's fly deep to center field, and that one is gone. Dead center shot off the bat of Julia Raffoni, and this game is tied.
Yeah, Raffoni took a fastball that was right across the plate, and she said goodbye to that ball. It was quite a shot, dead center. You haven't seen too many balls fly out of this ballpark this year, but that thing went, and a really good hit for Westwood to tie the game at 1.
A second home run this season for Julia Raffoni in the 7-hole. So that'll bring up Mia Poles, 286. She's only played in 3 games this season. Had a couple nice grabs in center in the home half of the first. First pitch is upstairs.
Yeah, Poles stole a hit she definitely stole a hit from Ava Vendetti with a really nice grab in center, and then got Kyra out as well. So let's see what she does at the plate.
Here comes the 1-0. It's a pop-up. Will it stay in play? Kyra in foul territory will make the catch, and that is out number 2.
Let's get this one.
It's always a tough play to make on those pop-ups foul. They move a lot.
Especially today with the wind.
Yeah. The lefty, Alexis Cahill, on the mound and now will bat 9th as she takes a strike, batting 150 in 20 at-bats so far, as her offense has tied up this game for her. The umpire will, I think there might have been a B behind the plate there.
I wonder. That was a loud time, and he did take a sprint away. So I wonder if there was some kind of an insect in his mask.
But he's all good. The 0-1 is low and away, so a ball and a strike here on Cahill. Top of the lineup will bat next. The 1-1 is bounced up in there, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
Nice stop there by Ava Vendetti. Those bouncers are tough for that catcher, but if she can keep the ball in front of her, that's going to be helpful. Ava's done a pretty nice job back there behind the plate, limiting pass balls.
Yeah.
2 balls and 1 strike, and that one is bounced again. So a 3-ball, 1-strike count.
The first one that's gone by.
Yeah, it's
Call in the first inning, the leadoff batter reached and never advanced on pass ball or a steal or anything.
This is a big pitch here, I think, Jake. We want to make sure that you don't allow a free pass to the 9-hitter.
Here's the 3-1, and that is low for ball 4. That is the 3rd walk issued by Usaris, and she will have to face the top of the lineup for the second time here.
Get this one.
Looks like there's going to be a courtesy runner in for pitcher Alexis Cahill. So number 15 coming in to run for the pitcher.
That is Maggie Lutz, the freshman.
Took a walk first time. 4-pitch walk, I think it was.
Yes, Mia French did take a walk, the leadoff hitter. Here's the first pitch to her. That one's by Vendetti into the backstop, as Lutz will take second base and stop there.
Nico's just going to settle down a little bit now. She's got that. The home run may have rattled her a little bit, but she was able to get the pop up afterwards, and now we have a walk.
Locked in
And
now.
then another wild pitch lets her go to second base. So I'd like to see her calm down and get back into this count.
Comes the 1-0. Good stop behind the plate by Vendetti, but it is 2 balls and no strikes.
Here we go.
Here comes the 2-0. That is just outside,
Good pitch.
and it's 3 balls and no strikes.
All right,
It's
go
on the
get it,
verge
go
of
get it,
walking
come on.
back-to-back batters here with 2 outs.
Yeah, you always want to try to limit the damage, especially with 2 outs here. So if Nico can get back into this one, that will be big.
That's a little looper into center field, and a nice grab from Quinn Herder to retire the side. The damage is done on the homer, but just the 1 run, and we are tied.
Yeah, Quinn read that ball nicely, made the play. Get yourselves out of that inning, and hopefully you can get the bats working here in the bottom of the second, because they do have some power coming up to the plate here. The Clockers going to be looking to see Lorelei Collette, I believe, leading off.
Collette, Kazadian, and Kriegsman. Yeah, and Collette is batting .292. She has a home run on the season as well.
Lorelei had a fantastic game against Dedham on Monday. She hit 2 triples, both to the right side. She had 2 deep fly ball triples to the right field. And on the first one, she ended up scoring on an overthrow to third base. So she was the recipient of the Little League home run on the era. And then the other one was another big triple. So Lorelei definitely has power to all sides of the field. Her home run against Bellingham was the nail in the coffin against a really good Bellingham team. Nico Eustaris hit 2 in that game, and then when Lorelei hit the 3rd of the game, you saw the entire Bellingham team shift, and we knew that game was well in place. So let's see if Lorelei can get something rolling for the Clockers here in the bottom of the second. Maybe answer that home run by Westwood earlier in the inning.
Certainly seems like home run weather. It's warm, the wind is blowing. Just saw one for Westwood. We'll see if Ashland can match it here. As Collette digs in, playing third base.
We're feeling that wind down here, but the flag is flat.
As that one's shot, that's a fair ball into the left field corner. Collette takes a turnaround first. She will try for second, and the throw is cut off. And it's a leadoff double on the first pitch of the second for Lorelei Collette.
Yeah, Lorelei barreled that one. That was hit hard right down the line. She got a good piece of that first pitch strike, and it's nice to see her being aggressive at the plate and getting us started here in the second. And talking about a kid who has some potential power, Ruby Kazadian put one into Holliston a couple days ago over here that cleared the fence like I've never seen a ball at this park. So I'd love to see that happen again. This could be her kind of weather with the wind blowing out.
She does take a first pitch ball, and not just the power. She is batting .347. So she's got the contact as well. She takes a hearty cut there and fouls it back. So it's 1-1.
She may have been thinking home run on that swing. That was an awfully big swing by Ruby. I've talked about how the fact my favorite swing of hers is when she shortens it up a little bit. But she does have that home run swing.
The 1-1 is popped up into right. The catch is made out there, and Collette will hold at second base. Nice job by Raffoni to shield from the sun. So that is out number 1 for the Clockers. And that'll send up our first senior at the plate, Rebecca Kriegsman.
Really important here to take advantage of this leadoff double by Collette. Rebecca is, as I said, a contact hitter. She typically puts her bat on the ball. Like to see her put one to the right side here to see if we can get Lorelei over to third.
Nice, Rebecca.
It's batting .250 as
Yes, Rebecca.
missed that one.
So Rebecca hit one to the third baseman. As I was saying, she should go to the right side of the field, but she was the recipient of a bobble by third, reaches on an error. Unfortunately, Lorelei is not able to get over to third on that play, but Rebecca is now on first base with Lorelei on second. So we're back in business with only 1 out.
I believe it's Taylor Koch batting next. Another senior captain who's honored before the game.
Wouldn't be a terrible spot here for a bunt to move the runners over. Taylor can...
As she will bloop that one on the infield, and it drops.
I would
We'll
think.
see if they get the second, and they will. They do get the out there.
Nice try, Rebecca.
So that should not be an out at second base. That's an infield fly. So she has to tag her. She's got to tag her at second base. He called her out, and he shouldn't have. She should be back at second base. She's got to be tagged out on the infield fly. So he is correcting his mistake, calling her out originally. So Rebecca is over at second. So ultimately, they do move the batters on the late infield fly call. Risky move to run, but they end up getting the runners over after all on an interesting play.
Oh, big spot for the senior Quinn Herter as that one gets by. Colette will try to score, and she is in there with a foot first slide. A pass ball in the first pitch of the at-bat will let the Clockers take a 2-1 lead.
Pass balls have been the story of the game so far for Westwood. The Clockers have got a couple of hits, but nothing too hard except Lorelei's hit, but they've plated 2 runs because of wild pitches.
So Quinn Herter, she is showing bunt here, and then she'll pull it back. It's 2 balls to no strikes. Rebecca Kriegsman did get over to third on the pass ball, so another runner 90, or less than 90 feet away.
Definitely less than 90 feet.
Use of baseball. As that's a ground ball to second. A nice play there by Benger, and the inning does come to a close, but the Clockers do score again. It's 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1 Clockers after 2. They have been the beneficiary of some aggressive base running right now to start this game, as Eustaris is able to turn her infield hit into a score in the first, and they are able to benefit from Lorelei Colette's bullet double down the left field line and get her to score on a wild pitch in the second. So hopefully they can get the bats rolling a little bit on the third, but it's time now to be stingy on defense because the good meat of the order is coming up here for Westwood in the second.
Yes.
In the third, I'm sorry, in the third.
So 2, 3, and 4. Abby Johnson, Brooke Benger, and Isabel Walsh due up here in the third inning for Nico Stars. The first inning was solid. The second inning, she got out of it with just the 1 run, but obviously not as good as the first inning, and she'll look to try to replicate that first inning here in the third.
Yeah, if she can limit the amount of free passes and force these girls to swing the bat and hope that the Clockers play some defense behind her, we can continue to manufacture runs. I'd like to see a big inning from the Clocker bats though. They've been fairly quiet, so we'll see what they can do the second time around in the third.
Abby Johnson is 0 for 1 this afternoon. As Ustaris
Get it going now.
is back on the mound. She has
On your
thrown
rhythm.
38 pitches in the 2 innings.
3 walks and 3 strikeouts.
As the first pitch rolls in there for ball 1. And it seems like there's been a few of those instances where she just hasn't got the ball up yet.
Release point.
Here's the 1-0. That one is chopped to the mound. Nice play by Usaris, and she
Yeah.
throws on to first to retire Abby Johnson for a quick first out.
Got to help yourself out there in the circle. So Nico makes a nice play to get on that one right away. Good throw over to first base for out number 1. Really important to get that number 2 hitter, so let's see what they can do against number 3.
She struck out Brooke Benger her first time up. One of her 3 strikeouts so far. Here's the first pitch. It's a bit high. It's ball 1.
I believe Benger was the one who Nico got with that nasty little changeup earlier, so I'm sure she's going to be sitting on that right now.
Definitely. As that one is low and away. 2 balls and no strikes now.
Got to be thinking fastball here, so I'm sure that's what Brooke is thinking because Nico needs a strike to get back in this count.
Here's the 2-0. That one bounces in there as well, so the count is 3-0 to Benger.
Of Coach, what are you saying to a pitcher right now who's throwing a lot of balls,
Come on,
struggling a little
reset,
bit?
reset.
What's some of the advice you can be giving her?
She needs to work on her release point. She's very inconsistent with the release. Oftentimes it's low. She's letting go too early.
There you go.
Does get that one in there for a strike.
I've only seen one high one.
I think she heard you though, Coach. So I think she heard you. We manifested that strike. She got some good advice from the coach in the booth, and Nico gets back in the strike column.
But that one is low. Does get by, so it's ball 4.
If she misses, it's most likely low. It's either low or one of those ground balls.
Isabel Walsh will bat next with a runner on first and 1 away here. Walsh is 0 for 0. She walked her first time up.
Intentional walk.
Intentional. It was the intentional walk.
Yeah.
Comes the first pitch. Bit high. It's ball 1.
So I imagine Coach Sasso must have a scouting report on number 1 here, Walsh, if he did give her the free pass in the first.
Now, right field is playing a good defense here.
It's a good stop behind the plate by Vendetti. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, Walsh is batting .312 on the season.
Does she have any home runs, Jake?
No home runs.
Okay. Let's hope that she doesn't get number 1 here.
2 balls, no strikes. That one, another good stop behind the plate by Vendetti.
Well, if she goes to the opposite field, we'll know why Ashland's playing.
Let's go, reset. Let's go.
I think that
You got this, you got this. Let's go,
if she
just
gets
pitch.
another walk here, you'll probably see a mound visit from Coach Sasso to calm down his pitcher.
Here's the 3-0, and that one is bounced again. So it is another walk for Ustaris. That's the 5th walk issued.
Here we go now.
Okay,
Here we go
so
now.
he's letting her go. He's letting her go. We don't have anybody up in the bullpen just yet. We're gonna see if Nico can fight through this.
As Eve Clinton will bat for the 2nd time. She's 0 for 1. First pitch is close,
pitch.
but it's ball 1.
Again, this is the hardest part of the game for a kid who has not really pitched all season long. She has had such a terrific year, put in a tough spot late in the season.
That's a
And
good pitch.
That's
You know,
a strike.
she
Go, find your
is a
rhythm.
good pitcher, but when you don't pitch all year long, it's hard to just come in and jump in like this. So I feel for Nico a little bit. I know that if she could will herself to do it, she would. And right now she's just having a hard time finding the plate.
As she's behind in the count to Clinton, 2 balls and 1 strike. The catcher Granada waiting on deck. First and second here. 2-1 is a line drive into left. Kriegsman started in. She goes back, and it is a drop. The runners will only move up 1 base. It looked like she had it for like a split second there, and it almost on the transfer looked like it popped out.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's one that you need, especially when you got a pitcher who's struggling a little bit, and they do induce a long fly. Rebecca may have lost it for a moment there in the sun. It's a bright day, or as you're correct, maybe she was thinking about transferring it to get it quick to try to keep the runner on second base. But regardless, that's going to go down as an error on Rebecca Kriegsman, an unfortunate one because now there's 1 out with the bases loaded.
I want to give you credit for that call, but mound visit.
Yeah.
What do you think he's saying to her out there?
Well, to me, it's try to get that release point up a little bit so you can be throwing strikes. Of course, with this early part of the Westwood lineup, they hit the ball pretty well. So if you do groove it, they're going to hit these line drives or the home run in center field.
Catherine Granada will bat with the bases loaded and 1 out. She's 0 for 1.
Looks like the infield is in, looking to get the play at the plate if at all possible.
That's a good stop behind the plate. Vendetti, this is a tough spot for a catcher here. 1 mistake and all runners could advance.
Yeah, really tough spot for the catcher. The key right now is just keep everything in front of you if at all possible to at least save that run.
Here comes the 1-0. Foul
There you
back.
go.
It's 1-1.
This is
Yeah,
the
just like
perfect
that.
spot here. I would love to see a a ground ball back to Eustaris for a 1-2-3 double play. If I could put in an order for something, that's what I'm looking for. That would be the ultimate gift right now from Westwood to get a little 1-2-3 double play.
Is that a situational bet?
I don't know what the odds are for that on DraftKings right now. I'm not really sure. I imagine that exact thing coming through would probably be about a plus 1,500, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know anything about that, Bob.
I'm rooting for the same thing. I'm rooting for that.
2 balls, 1 strike, and it is a 3-ball count again here with Raffoni on deck, and the bases juice, nowhere to put her.
I have got to think that this is a take all the way here for Westwood. I don't see why they would ever think about swinging.
And she will swing, and she'll bloop it to shortstop. Merloni will flip to third for 1. The play at the plate is not in time.
Just late. Nice try.
They almost had it there. Merloni tossed it to third. The runner got a late break for the plate because the ball was up in the air for a split second on the infield, and the tag was just too late.
Yeah, so a good play getting the out. I know I'm nitpicking a little bit here. I would have loved to have seen Lexi go home for that first because I think she did have her for the lead runner, no doubt about it. And it could have taken the run off the board as we only end up with 1. A really good effort by Lorelei Collette trying to double up at home on a tough tag. But nonetheless, we get 1 out here. We get the out for the second out of the inning. And there's only runners on first and second now.
That's a good pitch, a swing and a miss by Raffoni. She's 1 for 1. She had that deep home run to straightaway center field her first time up.
Yeah, certainly a threat at the plate here with 2 outs and runners on first and second. I wouldn't be shocked if they try and see if they can get both runners in scoring position.
0-1, good off speed again, and it's 0-2. Seems like she's finally going back to that off speed that helped her in the first inning.
I'm not so sure I'd mess around with it again, though. I think she might be sitting on it if it comes back. I'd like to see her go high heat and see if she can get out of this inning right now.
Here's the 0-2. Little blooper to first. Cairo will make the catch. It was almost at the dirt, but she does scoop.
Yeah, nifty little play by Cairo to get out of that inning. Nico gets out of a jam with a really good hitter up at the plate, and to get out of that with only 1 run coming across, I think the Clockers dodged a giant bullet there from Westwood.
Certainly did, and it is 2-2 as we go to the bottom of the third. The Clockers will send up the top of their lineup with Saris, Buterman, and Vendetti. That's who you want up in a tie game.
Yeah, it certainly is. A good opportunity for Nico to help herself, right? She's done a good job on the circle. Again, coming in to a tough situation, has not thrown a lot of innings. I think she's been really serviceable so far. A couple walks have hurt her, but they haven't come back to really haunt them, in terms of letting up runs. She's been able to get the outs in big spots, and this is where Nico helps them the most, right? At the plate, Nico, as you said earlier, is teetering around 600. She has power, she has speed, she's a true 5-tool player, so I'd love to see her get them going here in the bottom of the third. I'm looking for one of those classic Nico gap triples. That's what I'd love to see right now, is her really barrel one and see if she can make it all the way for a stand up to third.
Well, she did it all by herself her first time up. She had an infield single to third. She beat that out and then got to second, third, and home all on pass balls.
Yeah, and also, Vendetti and Kyra both hit the ball pretty hard in their first at-bat. So if they can find gaps, if Nico can get on and those two can find gaps, this could be an inning that has trouble written all over it for Westwood. Love to see them, again, put a few runs across here.
Alexis Cahill will remain in the game. Third inning of work for her. Comes the first pitch. Up the middle and into center field for a base hit. She did not waste any time. The first pitch she sees, and she is 2 for 2.
Yeah, Nico's 2 for 2. I feel like we've been saying that all year long. Nico gets on base again. It's just what she does. And good start to this third inning. And let's see if Nico decides to take second here, I would be surprised if Haley Buterman doesn't take this first pitch to see if we can get Nico over with the stolen base.
And she will go. Or no, she will not. It was fake there, as that one was a strike. It's 0-1.
Yeah, Buterman showed bunt and pulled back. I don't know if that was the play or not, but that did go across the plate.
Shows bunt again. That one's a ball. Usaris continues to dance around there.
Yeah, the catcher is getting up out of that crouch pretty quick. So maybe they're not taking any risks. I'd like to see Nico try to take the base if possible. I think she can beat it.
Here's the 1-1. That's a line drive in the center field. Under the glove, Usaris takes the turn and heads to third. Runner's going to second. No one's covering, and she is safe. Usaris is coming to the plate, and she is out.
No way!
Oh, she tried to get crafty, and just a whole lot of running from the clockers there, and unfortunately, just missed scoring.
Yeah, I
Hesitated third, or was she going right
I don't know, and I know Nico has tremendous speed, and I hate to second guess, but I don't love that there with no outs in your 3 and 4 hitter coming up. Hate to run into the first out at home. Obviously, we're trying to be aggressive in plate one, but I have a feeling Ava's going to put a single in the outfield right now, and Nico would have been scoring easily. But such goes life. That's what happens. We do run into that first out at home. An unfortunate occurrence, but let's see if we can at least get Buterman to score.
Yeah, I didn't get a look there if she was waves home or she sent herself. But either way, aggressive base running from both runners as that one is dropped. And down to third base goes Buterman. So they do get that run to third base.
Yeah, you call it aggressive base running. I call that risky base running. Haley taking second there was a major risk because they just missed her. But again, she's on third base. Ava's up.
As that one's fouled away. Ball 2 strikes.
And always a good opportunity for another RBI from Vendetti.
It was a close play at the plate. It was definitely one that if you were in the MLB or pros, you might want to take a look at that one. As that one's grounded to shortstop. The only play is first as Buterman scores. Nice play from Walsh, but Ashland regains the lead. It's 3-2.
It is 3-2, and again, I'm going to try not to harp on the fact that we would have had now runner on third base with only 1 out and a run across for Kyra to be coming up with a runner on third, and a long fly ball would be an automatic run here. But again, such is life. This is the situation. Kyra comes up with the empty bases.
As she will serve that one to second, and a nice grab there from Benger.
And we've been talking about Usaris having all that speed, but the number 2 batter is pretty quick herself.
Yeah, Buterman's really fast. Yeah. Haley's pretty quick, and Kyra just misses that one. Looks like she waited on an off-speed pitch and just tried to take it over the second baseman's head. Doesn't get there, and again, only putting 1 across in a situation with the top of your order up is something that they just don't want to do.
As we continue to get the back and forth.
Let's go. Find a rhythm.
So Usaris will come out for the 4th inning here. If you're a manager, your pitcher, has given up a couple runs, she's walked a few. What's your view? How long do you give her? If this inning's a struggle, do you let it ride?
It's still a close game. It's still up a run. They're leading.
It's a good pitch.
You mentioned a couple of times that Usaris has not pitched that many innings this season, and you have another pitcher waiting here. If you have confidence in that,
Ball through.
Pitcher, why not give her 1 more inning and bring the other one in? So split the time between the 2 and hopefully maintain the lead. You can always re-enter Usaris as a pitcher later if need be. But again, not knowing what the feeling is between 2 and 3 pitches, it's hard to speculate on that. Not being close to the team.
I'm letting it ride here with Nico right now is what I'm doing. I think that, she has shown that she can get out of spots. She got them through the first 3. I think if she struggles a little bit with walks in the 4th, you probably have to think about cashing. But let's see what she can do here, especially with the bottom of the order coming up.
Yeah, it's 8, 9, and 1. Mia Poles will take upstairs for ball 1. Poles is 0 for 1
I'd like to
so
see
far.
it at 8 and 9. And if you're going to change pitches, bring it into the leadoff. The leadoff hasn't been, it's walked twice.
So that one is outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
He's not very aggressive on the bases.
Here comes the 2-0.
Right.
That's a strike. It's 2 and 1. Decent sized crowd here this afternoon. Big turnout.
Yeah, nice to see some folks come out on senior night. All the parents are definitely here to be in attendance. A few fans that don't normally get here came as well. So nice to support these 3 seniors in their second to last regular season game. It's certainly not their last game, as they will be playing a postseason play.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot easier to come out when it's this type of weather rather than earlier in the season when it's 40 degrees. As that is ball 4 that just missed. So Mia Poles will walk to lead off
That's
the
a good
4th.
pitch.
So I'm tapping the helmet on that one. Love to see where that missed. I want to see the ABS, but I just, it's tough when you are not throwing consistent strikes. You're not going to get those close calls because she has been missing a lot. So unfortunate recipient of getting squeezed just a tiny bit there, I think, for Eustaris. Another free pass.
As that is a swing and a miss by Alexis Cahill. The throw back to first on the back pick is not in time.
Got to make sure we're moving in the outfield on that. We throw down to first base. We got to get the movement from that right field just in case there's a missed play. I think he might have caught the right fielder by mistake, by surprise.
That one's outside.
Looking better.
Cahill's 0 for 1. She did walk. 6 walks for Usaris. That does include the intentional walk. A 1-1 count here. That just missed again. 2 and 1. Seems like she's just flirting with the zone here.
Yeah, she's been closer. She's missing smaller than she's been missing, but still, unfortunately, not finding that strike zone.
Here comes the 2-1. That's a ground ball back to the mound. Usaris will get it to second for 1. Merloni's throw to first is late. So a fielder's choice for Cahill, but that's a big out getting the lead runner.
Yeah, important to get the lead runner there. I think they made a good choice. Nico fields the ball well, gets it over to Lexi. Just, Lexi hasn't played a ton of shortstop this season. I don't think she was going to get her even with a perfect relay anyways, but like to see them go for it. But, getting that lead runner is huge, and we get the courtesy runner for the pitcher as well.
In the top of the lineup, and Mia French, 0 for 1. She has walked. So now, back to the top, as that one's upstairs.
On that play, Sarah's reacted like a shortstop.
Yeah.
She didn't think about it. She knew exactly where to go with that ball.
Yeah, she's made a couple nice plays. It's tough as a pitcher. You often see a lot of the errors in the infield be made by a pitcher on either the throw or just scooping the ball. As that is another back pick to first base, but the pinch runner Maggie Lusk is back in there.
I love the aggressiveness by Vendetti there. It does always makes me a little bit nervous going for those back picks with only 1 out. You hate to put a girl on second base.
It's 2 and 1.
But I do love the aggressive thought process by Ava back there. I think she's a fantastic catcher, and I think that's one of the reasons that they're not being aggressive on the bases, because Ava has thrown out a few runners this year. They've had luck, actually, the Clockers, between Kyra and Vendetti, throwing out runners all season.
It's a ground ball foul down the third base line, and it's 2 and 2. For Westwood, they only have 14 steals on the season. They average less than 1 per game, and only 70% success rate on stolen bases, so not a lot of speed.
I'm not surprised by what I've seen, especially at the top of the order.
2 balls and 2 strikes to French. That is popped up out of play on the first base line. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Clockers are playing double play depth right now at short and second. They're certainly looking to see if they can sneak one. I do imagine that this leadoff hitter probably has some pretty decent wheels, even though we haven't really seen them just yet.
As that one is drilled to deep left field. Kriegsman goes back and it's over her head up against the wall. Lutz will head to third. She'll stop there. And that is a double for the leadoff hitter, Mia French, with only 1 away here.
We're fortunate there that they did hold her up at third. I think that she had a late jump thinking that that ball might have been caught. From my vantage point, that was well over Rebecca's head the entire way. But, you know, you certainly don't want to get doubled up on a tough play. But fortunate that the runner on first did not get a good jump on it, so it's still second and third. Here with 1 out in the top of the fourth.
Number 3 batter coming up. How about a
Number two batter, yeah.
Number 2.
Yes, Abby Johnson, and they will have another mound visit.
Put her on, set up the force play.
Johnson's one of their top hitters, right? Johnson leads the team in batting average, I believe, Jacob.
357 average, yeah.
Yeah, she's a good hitter. She's 0 for 2 today, so the law of averages would say she's due as a 357 hitter. She's up for the 3rd time today, and she's hitless. Would be important for Nico to, at minimum, try and keep this ball on the ground if she can. Obviously, a long fly ball is going to score a run. If we can induce a pop-up to the infield, that would be the ultimate play right now.
Following the mound visit, her first pitch to Johnson is blocked by Vendetti on a ball that bounces in there, and it's 1-0.
To the plate now.
Again, perfect time here for a pop-up. If we can induce that pop-up and then get the second out of the inning with runners on second and third.
The 1-0 is up and away, so 2 balls, no strikes. Tying runs at third, go-ahead runs at second here with only 1 away. Top of the 4th inning.
Another tough spot for Nico here, but she's got out of a jam a couple times.
Here's the 2-0. That is just inside, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Yeah, this home plate umpire has not been giving you any gifts.
I'm with you, Coach. I'd love to get that call, too. I think it might have been a little bit in.
Get it right here.
3 balls and no strikes. That's a strike. Taken all the way there was Johnson.
Come on, you got that.
Interesting that she was taken all the way last time. They had the 3-0 count in a big spot. They didn't take. They gave her the green light, but different situation, different hitter.
So here comes the 3-1, and that is upstairs for ball 4. So the 7th walk issued by Ashland, and the bases are loaded here as Brooke Benger, the number 3 hole hitter, will bat.
Infield is definitely playing in now. Look, at least they're in on the corners. It looks like they are playing in for the play at the plate, looking to see if they can get that lead runner out on a force out at the plate here. Would be a huge out.
That's a ground ball to third. They will go to the plate. Lorelei gets the out at the plate.
Good job, Lorelei.
A great job and a nice throw. She had to get it there quickly.
That's a good play by Colette at third base. That ball wasn't as hot as she probably wanted it to be, so she had to get it out of her glove quickly. A good throw over to Vendetti, who stretches a little bit to get the play. Not fast enough to be able to get the 5-2-3 double play, but I think that's more because the ball just didn't have enough juice on it off the bat.
Isabel Walsh will ground one up to Lexi Merloni, and the throw to first is not in time. So the run does score, and the game is tied.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. You gotta attack that ball. I don't know if Lexi has played enough innings this year at shortstop. Would have loved to have seen her really attack that ball and maybe even try to get the out at second base. Instead, she let it come to her. No chance at that point. The ball just wasn't coming fast enough for her to even have the opportunity to make the play at first. And a good decision there by Kyra to not go over to third base on the throw. We saw her thinking about it as the runner got off, but she made a good decision to just run her back and to keep the bases loaded here with 2 outs. It looks like there's a conversation maybe about a potential runner obstruction.
Yeah, it looked like Lexi Merloni fell back after she made the throw. I don't know if the runner heading to third base That was Abby Johnson may have ran into her in the base path.
I didn't see any contact.
Yeah, I didn't see any interference. I think it never hurts to ask and have the question. Obviously, a good conversation to have if you can steal one. But nonetheless, the run comes across, and it's 3-3, and we're in.
As Clinton flies it to right, Koch goes back, and it's over her head. 1 run scores, 2 run scores. Here comes the third, and it's a bases clearing double for Eve Clinton, and Westwood takes a 6-3 lead in the 4th.
Yeah, I'm not sure if maybe Taylor lost that one in the sun a little bit. At first, I thought she had a line on it, but then it just snuck over her head. And unfortunately, there was some speed on the base paths, and it's a 3-run double, and now it's a 6-3 lead on a double to right field.
Yeah, that's a tough first. The first action you get out there in right field is a fly ball, deep that you have to go back on.
And it is a tough sun out here. We're looking at it, so I can imagine that Taylor is fighting it bad, because anytime I look up, it is directly in my eyes. So I don't know if that one was one that she may have lost for a moment right in the sun.
So Catherine Granada will bat next. She's 0 for 2 so far this afternoon. Now Eve Clinton sits at second base. They are 1 out away from getting out of this inning, as that one does bounce in front of Vendetti. The throw to third gets by into shallow left field, but Clinton will stay at third. She slid feet first.
Well, they're in a little bit of a hole now. It's the top of the 4th. They're down 3, and the Clockers really haven't had a whole lot of offense. So they're setting themselves up for the same situation they were in the first game against Westwood. Like to hope that they can get themselves going, but we got to get out of this inning first.
Yeah, they've caught a break, Ashland, in only scoring a couple runs. As that one's grounded to short, Maloney's got to be quick with it.
Nice.
What a play by Caroline Kyra to scoop a throw in the dirt,
Good job, Lex.
and they get her by a step to retire the side and keep it a 6-3 game.
Yeah, that's a big scoop there by Caroline. I give her a hard time a lot, and I think that was one that she's going to remember, because that would have been for sure a run, but a heck of a scoop by Caroline to save the out, get out of that inning, and she gets to eat dinner tonight for that one.
Take her up for an ice cream.
I don't know. No hits means no ice cream.
Okay,
so
all right.
She at least earned her dinner with a good defensive play there. Now it's really important though for the Clockers. They've got to get something going offensively. Need to see these bats go. Who's coming up here, Jacob?
I believe
Colette.
I believe we will see, yes, Colette, Kazadian, and Kriegsman, the 5, 6, 7 part. And like I was saying, it seems like the Ashland was getting lucky. They were scoring like the minimum amount of runs they needed to keep the lead, and now Westwood finally breaks through with their chances.
They need a big one back.
They do.
Ashland needs a big inning back.
Yeah, it's time here. It's time for these guys to get their bats going. They have 5 hits in the day, but they haven't strung hits together. The hits have not come in bunches. Lorelei actually has the best hit of the day though for the Clockers. She laced that double down the left field line her first time up, and she's really swinging a hot stick right now. I said she had 2 triples the other day against Dedham. She laced that double earlier today, so if someone's going to get them rolling, she might be the right person to get us started here, because she is swinging really well.
Yeah, came in batting .292 after that double, probably upwards of near 300 now, and big responsibility leading off an inning. Try to get the bench going, get some energy back. Yeah,
really important, especially after a tough inning where you give up 4 runs. You're not gonna get them back all at once necessarily, but if you can sort of chip away now and get 1 or 2 back this inning and go into the 5th inning with a 1-run game as opposed to a 3-run game, that gives you some confidence going into the last few innings of the game here. I mean, certainly, I would love to see them regain the lead if possible, but I think even 1 or 2 would be really beneficial for them. cooling off a little bit now. The wind is coming. I'm hoping that, I think that we're safe here. I don't see any dark clouds coming, but the clouds are certainly, cloud cover is certainly coming out here.
Yeah, as long as we don't get anything like yesterday.
I don't think we're going to get the rain.
No.
Well,
It looks like the sun has found its way behind a cloud.
I gotta give props to athletic director Pete Connery and his lead field maintenance man Richie Hurst, who did a tremendous job today getting these fields ready. In the past, rain like that meant nobody was playing at Ashland. The Department of Public Works did a really good job fixing this field up in the off season, but Richie and Pete made this thing happen.
As Lorelei Collette will lead off the home half of the fourth. She takes ball 1. Alexis Cahill remains on the mound. The 0-1, or the 1-0 is smoked to center field, and it is gone! Lorelei Collette gives Ashland the spark they need. A solo homer to lead off the fourth, and it is 6-4.
It's been bound to happen for Lorelei. She had her first home run against Bellingham, and when I say that she has been swinging the hottest bat right now, I mean it. In the last 2 games now, she's got 2 triples, a double, and that one was a laced home run. Lorelei brings with her some tremendous power, and that might be exactly the energizer they needed. And dare I say, this might be a perfect opportunity for back-to-back with Ruby coming up. Maybe it will be the best call I've made all season long.
Well, I would like to see the odds on that on DraftKings, but certainly it's possible. Ruby Kazadian does have a home run this season. She will pop that one up, and it'll head into the seats. And a nice grab by one of the dads over there.
It looks like Mr. Brian Buterman makes that catch over there in left field. Luckily, we're not playing banana ball, so Ruby is still going to be able to take her shot. She's got a second life here after a nice play by a lucky fan.
In 4 innings, we've seen 2 shots to center, one from each side. That one just missed as the catcher, Granada, held it there for a little extra.
Cahill wanted that one bad, and I think actually Ruby might have been shocked by it too. I think she may have thought that she was going to.
That one's grounded to short. A nice backhand play, and the throw is dropped at first base by Clinton. Walsh made a nice backhand, but the throw was a little bit towards the runner.
Really tough play there by the shortstop, who went deep into the hole. I think that's. Maybe it should have been handled by the first baseman. They would have had her. I'd be interested to see what the official score on that one is. I would think that might go down as a hit. I'm going to take a look. No, they did charge the shortstop with an error, so Kazadian reaches via error. But nonetheless, she's on first base, and we've got no outs.
Yep. Rebecca Kriegsman pulls back a bunt, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Kriegsman had a single her first time up. It was that roller to third, correct?
Yeah.
That was the one I missed.
Yep, that was she reached via an error as well by the third baseman.
In Game Changer, it says a hit actually.
Oh, they gave her a hit on that.
They gave her a hit on that one.
They did give her a hit. Okay, well that's again.
She'll take it.
Good thing I'm not the one keeping score, because I probably would have gone opposite. I would have given Ruby the hit, and I would have had Rebecca reach on an error, but that's why I'm up here and they're down there.
And the 3-0 misses for ball 4. So that is 3 straight to reach against Cahill to start off the fourth, and we'll have a meeting on the mound here for Westwood. As the homer from Collette, the single from Kazadian, and then the walk from Kriegsman. They're trying to go for the cycle, and it hits this inning.
That would certainly be something special. Love to see Taylor Koch right now in this big spot come up on senior day. We got no outs, runners on first and second. All we need right now really is for Taylor to get on base or put the bat on the ball, right? So just simply putting the ball to the right side of the infield is going to move the runners over, put runners in scoring position. But love to see Taylor get a double. She's been known to put one to the right side in the outfield.
She'll show bunt to start and pull it back. That one gets by. Kazadian's heading for third. The throw is not in time. She's in there standing up.
A little risky not getting dirty there. Would have loved to see Ruby get those pants dirty, but she chose to go in standing rather than hitting the slide. She is safe, thank goodness. And we've got runners on second and third for Taylor. Good spot here for the senior to see if she can get an RBI.
That's upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Ashland continues to show their contact skills like we talked about in the pregame. Only 47 pitches for Cahill and no strikeouts. The Clockers are just putting the ball in play, and their at-bats have been quick.
Yeah, love to see Taylor continue that trend right now.
As that one's a strike, but no advancement from Kazadian.
Saris would have been gone.
Yeah, Nico would have been gone. Haley would have been gone. I think that was a good decision by Ruby.
Definitely.
Yeah, again, we ran into our first out at home earlier in the game, and I think that was a good decision to not do that there by Coach and Ruby.
That one gets by again. Here comes Kazadian, and she will score standing up.
Yeah.
Down to third base goes the runner at second, and that is another run. 2 runs in the inning. It is 6-5. And the tying run is at third.
Now that one was a no-brainer. That was an easy decision for Ruby to make. She put the wheels on good, and she was able to score. And now a runner on third base was decent speed in Kriegsman.
3-1 is grounded. That's a fair ball right in front of the plate, and a nice throw from Granada to get out number 2. That ball traveled about a foot.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's really no man's land for Rebecca Kriegsman over there at third. Doesn't really have a chance to make the play there. Stay safe. Out happens at first base. Bring up Quinn Herder, and then we can turn it over to the top of the order. I'd love to see Quinn keep this inning going here with only 1 out.
Here comes the first pitch. Herder smokes it into center field. It is off the base of the wall. It gets by poles. Kriegsman scores easily, and Herder is into second, standing up. What a way to celebrate your senior day. It's an RBI double that ties the game in the 4th.
I couldn't be happier for Quinn. She has been waiting to really put a hold of one all year long. What a tremendous hit. She picked senior day to have her best hit of the year, an absolute poke off the bottom of the fence. And that's an RBI double, and more importantly, she just tied the game up with a major clutch hit by the senior on senior day.
Yes, in the top of the lineup, Nico Ustaris, who is 2 for 2. She shows bunt and pulls it back, and we spoke it into existence. The Clockers needed a big inning. They needed to get hits with runners in scoring position, and they have done that and more here so far in the 4th, and they are looking like they're not done yet. Here's the 1-1. That's outside. 2 balls and a strike.
She brought a little extra mustard on that pitch. That's the hardest I've seen her throw today. She certainly brought higher velocity than we have seen all game long.
2-1 is upstairs. 3-1.
So what a pleasure it was to have Coach Tarosian join us today. He has just signed off. He does have a prior engagement that he had to move on to, but really a true pleasure to get to do the game with him, and I hope that we can do it again sometime soon. So, and then there were 2, just the 2 of us now, Jacob.
And now another runner on base, the 3rd time that Nico Ustaris has reached. She walks, and it seemed like Cahill just really didn't want to pitch to her.
Yeah, which I don't necessarily blame her. In that situation, don't give her anything good to hit. Make her make a bad decision maybe, but Nico's not going to chase. She's not a kid who chases bad balls.
Is that off? As that one's popped into right, the catch is made, and Herder will stay at second. A nice grab from Raffoni there, and that is out number 2. As Buderman flies out, and Ava Vendetti will have a chance here. A couple runners on and 2 outs.
Yeah, good spot here for Ava to be in. Ava's looking for her first hit of the day. She's put her bat in the ball pretty nicely, but hasn't been able to find a gap just yet. This is the time to do it.
First pitch is popped up into shallow center. Who has it? It will drop! As Ustaris rounds third, she'll stay there. Into second base goes Vendetti. There was about 4 people who had a chance to make a play, and it dropped in between all of them.
Yeah, that ball was high, but it was in no man's land. That was literally in no man's territory. I don't think anybody really took ownership over it by the Westwood defense, and luckily it drops in, and this gives us a really good spot right now for Caroline Kyra to be in a clutch situation with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. With runners in scoring position, 2 runners on. Really good opportunity for her to get her first hit of the game.
And Ashland has retaken the lead at 7-6. Or for the kids at home, 6-7 maybe.
Hey, 6-7. I can't miss an opportunity to give the old 6-7. I'd love to see right now this thing turn to 6-9.
I love that. Holly Cashin did come in and pinch run for Vendetti. She's the catcher, so it helps that she can go get her gear on for her next inning.
Yep, high school MIAA rules, as well as college ball, you get a courtesy runner for the catcher and the pitcher, and we do typically take advantage of that.
It's 2 balls and no strikes to Kyra. Here's the pitch. That one is popped up, shallow center field. Pole's running in. She can't get there. Ustara scores easily. Right behind her is Holly Cashin. It's a 2 RBI single for Caroline Kyra, and there you go. It is 9-6.
Yeah, two ones in a row where Kyra and Vendetti both just put it in the right spot. Neither of them hit the ball as well as they hit it earlier this season, or I should say earlier this game. But they did exactly what they need to do, put it in the right spot, put their bat in the ball, and we said, when you make contact, good things happen. That thing falls for a single, and 2 runs come across. So it's we're in good shape now.
It's great shape, and it's fun. It's funny how baseball works sometimes. They both hit rockets their first time up, nothing to show for, and then both get just little bloop singles, but they get RBIs with them.
They do, and all that matters is what comes across that plate. So
exactly.
We are in a good shape here with the Clockers taking the 9-6 lead with 2 outs, and look who's back.
The star of the game, batting around in the inning here. It's Lorelei Collette who led off this inning, the 4th inning, with a solo homer to center field, and that one's smoked into left field for a base hit. It was a rocket. That infielders didn't have time to react.
That was a rocket. Lorelei is seeing the ball. She's seeing beach balls right now up there. She is in an absolute zone. That was her 3rd hit of the day, 3 for 3. I actually believe right now she's a triple away from a cycle because she has a double, a single, and a home run.
You said she's done it before, so.
She did hit 2 triples in her last outing.
As Kazadian grounds it to 3rd.
Risky
the throw
play.
is high, but fielded at first base by Clinton. And yeah, she could have just tapped on 3rd.
Yeah, that ball was hit hard enough for her to have an easy play at 3rd base. But instead, she does go across the diamond and does indeed make the play. But we get a few across in that one to take the lead 9-6 on some really clutch hits by the Clockers in that inning.
It was great. 6 runs to respond to a 4-run inning from Westwood. You really don't expect, a team to score 4 runs and then some team to match that and do even better. And now Usaris will come out for the 5th inning here, and she does have a little bit of a cushion, but as we've seen today, how big is a cushion really?
Yeah, and I, a lot of credit has to go to the Clockers there for having some timely hits. We talked about not stringing things together, but obviously the leadoff home run by Lorelei was huge. But Ruby gets on in an error. They work a walk. Big double by Quinn Herder. Another walk to Eustaris, and then 2 clutch hits, two out clutch hits with runners in scoring position by Vendetti and Kyra. And then, obviously they end up leaving Collette and Kyra stranded, but a 6-run inning for the Clockers puts them in really good shape right now, up 3 going into the 5th, and Nico's still in the circle.
Still in the circle, and she looks to try to replicate that first inning. That was definitely her best inning, a couple strikeouts, a scoreless inning, and the offense has re-energized this place, and she will begin against the 7-hitter Julia Raffoni, who had that home run her first time up. She takes inside for ball 1. So we've seen a couple home runs. We've been treated to some Some great swings from both sides.
Yeah, it has been some big hits today, and 7, 8, 9's coming up here, so we want to keep them off the base pass if possible.
As that one misses low, so 2 balls and no strikes to Raffoni. She is 1 for 2 with that home run. As Ustaris delivers the 2-0, that one bounces in there.
Get that to the plate now.
So now a 3-ball count to start the 5th inning here. She'll look to work her way back in this count.
Got it.
Mia Poles waiting on deck.
Yeah, these walks have hurt us a little bit, so a free pass here is not something you want to do, specifically with the 7-hitter. But if we can potentially induce a double play here, we can maybe try and get out without having to get back to the top of the order. Coach Sasso coming out to talk to Nico. Maybe just relax her a little bit. Probably have a conversation and say, hey, you got 8, 9 coming up. Let's see if we can throw them strikes. Try to get out of the inning without too much damage happening after a first batter walk. So after the visit by Coach Larry Sasso to get his team ready, let's see what Nico can do here against the center fielder who has made a couple big plays against the Clockers defensively.
She has. In last inning, they kind of targeted her. All those balls just hit to center field. The home run, Herder's double, couple bloops as well. She lays down a bunt here. It is a fair ball, picked up by Ustaris, and just gets her at first base. That is an accurate throw, and she has played really well on defense on the mound.
Yeah, Nico has fielded the position really well today. It doesn't surprise me at all. She's a heck of a defensive player. Again, she's quick off the circle. She makes a nice play to Kyra there to get the out. Unfortunately, the runner does go to second on the sacrifice, but we still have 1 out here for the 9-hitter.
Cahill will bat, and that's a good stop from Vendetti behind the plate. Cahill's 0 for 1 with a walk. Yes, down to second went Raffoni. So like a sack bunt there.
Yeah, sacrifice bunt by Poles.
That just misses, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
This pitcher-on-pitcher battle, Nico really wants this one. Be nice to be able to get 2 outs before we get to the top. You don't want to turn the top over with 1 out and 2 on.
Here comes the 2-0, swing and a miss.
Little off-speed pitch there by Ustaris. She's worked that off-speed pitch pretty well for swinging strikes today. Love to see her continue to pound the strike zone here against Cahill.
2-1 is upstairs. And you wonder if she's trying to work the strikeouts, and sometimes that can up your pitch count and lead to walks. So sometimes you just have to let the defense work, and this is a good defense behind her. So, don't give them like something great to hit, but let them put the ball in play, as that one misses for ball 4.
Yeah, just missed outside a little bit. I think Nico wanted that one, but that did look like it missed to me. Now we've got runners on first and second with 1 out. In the top of the order up. Probably a really good spot here to try to get a double play, if at all possible, for the Clockers.
Yeah, and French has been good at the top of the lineup. 1 for 2, a walk and a double. Also scored a run for the Wolverines, and she takes ball 1. Ground ball would be huge. That's a shot into left field. Kriegsman to her right. What a catch by Rebecca Kriegsman. Almost like a little bucket catch. And she does corral it for out number 2.
Kriegsman comes in with the Willie Mays Hayes.
Yeah.
She comes in. I don't know if you're old enough to get that reference, but she does make the basket catch a la Willie Mays Hayes from Major League fame. And we get the really important out number 2 with runners on first and second.
Abby Johnson will take outside. 0 for 2 with a walk. Yeah, that's a big out. Mia French has played well, leading off. So 1-0 count here. Runners did not advance either. That one's up and in, so it's 2 balls and no strikes. That was pitch 99
Money go,
for
money go.
Staris.
And she has had a battle all
100.
day long. Not a lot of first pitch strikes for Nico. She's been behind a bunch of counts, and that puts a lot of pressure on a pitcher as well. She certainly has battled hard.
As that
and
one's
this is
popped up
gonna
to
be
second, Buterman dives and makes the catch. That one just knuckled to her.
a really nice defensive play. I think she got a slow jump on that because she had to avoid the runner coming past her. Haley makes a huge play to get out of a potential jam, and we go into the bottom of the 5th now, up 3 with a ton of confidence, which is huge.
It is huge. Had a huge bottom of the 4th inning, and you get a scoreless top of the 5th. So you're riding that energy from the last inning, batting and pitching.
Yeah, I think that if they can put a couple across here, they could potentially put this thing away. I obviously don't want to get ahead of myself.
Knock on wood.
but I think this is the kind of situation where Westwood hasn't won a ton of games this season. They've only won 5. They had the lead. They lost the lead in the last inning. It might be one of those situations where they start to get a little bit down. So I think this is a huge inning to try and put another 3 or 4 runs across, and maybe suck the life out of Westwood a little bit, if at all possible.
Yeah, and we're going to get the senior part of this lineup in Kriesman, Koch, and Herder, who all had pretty big roles in that last inning, including Herder, who had the RBI double off the center field fence.
An absolutely huge hit by Quinn last inning. That thing was a rocket. It hit the base of the fence. And Rebecca, as I said before, Rebecca is a great contact hitter. Someone who typically gets her bat in the ball. So let's see if she can get us rolling here. Again, one of these 3 gets on, and we're spinning to the top. So really be good if they can get this thing going here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, Kriesman has reached in both of her plate appearances. Infield single her first time up. She walked last time and scored. First pitch to her is popped up into shallow center, right center. A dive attempt by Raffoni, and it just missed her glove. Might have got a piece there, and it will be another base hit for Kriesman. But great effort there.
Yeah, a heck of an effort by the right fielder at number 11. I'm not going to yell it too loud, but I hope she can hear me say that was a great effort. Another ball in no man's land for the Clockers. They haven't hit the ball necessarily hard every time, but they have put the ball in a really hard place for Westwood to be able to make a play.
As Koch tries to lay down the bunt, misses the bat, and it's 0-1. So both seniors, or 2 of the 3 seniors have a hit, so a big spot here for Koch. Try to get her first hit of the game.
Yeah, I'd love to see Taylor come through here with a little base hit, but a sacrifice bunt also wouldn't be a terrible thing here.
As she tries to lay it down again, and it's 0-2, so now you most likely won't go back to the bunt and a 2-strike count.
Yeah, tough spot here for Taylor now with 2 strikes on her. Trying to get that bunt down is not the easiest thing to do against a kid who's got some pretty good velocity in Cahill. So let's see if she can put her bat in the ball and get her first hit of the day.
Here comes the 0-2, and a swing and a miss. So a 3-pitch strikeout. That's the first strikeout of the afternoon for Alexis Cahill. So after the 1-out base, or the leadoff base hit, there is 1 away for Herder, who, as we mentioned, had the double last inning. She'll take a first pitch low for ball 1.
As we talked about, one of the most important things was to get the runner on to be able to get back to the top of the order in this inning to keep it going. But really, another big hit by Quinn here is huge if possible. And that one looked a little low. Looked a little low there.
It did look a little low. Yeah, we've seen a little bit of an inconsistency from behind the plate. Obviously, we're at a little bit of a tough vantage point here in right field, but there has been some calls that, the ABS would be nice.
Yeah, interestingly enough, I feel like that was the same exact pitch that was just called a strike. But we got the call that time, which makes it 2-1 for Quinn.
Comes the 2-1. That one is upstairs in a 3-ball, 1-strike count with Nico Staris waiting on deck. Cahill knows.
Yeah, big spot for Quinn right now. A walk is a perfect thing for her to get if she can somehow work that.
And she will take a big cut and foul it back, so the count is full. And if I'm Cahill, I do not want a runner to get to second base here for Usaris, because it's just inevitable, really, that she's going to get on base and cause some havoc. 3-2 is flied into right center field, pulls on the run, and Raffoni can't get there. Kriegsman's on her way to third. Quinn Herder takes a turn. Oh no, they're both at third base. Then the throw comes to the plate and it gets away. Hers in the middle of second and third, and she will head back to second and be content with the double. Bit of confusion between Kriegsman and Herder there on the base pass.
Yeah, I saw Coach Sasso giving the signal. I did see him waving Rebecca in. I'm not so sure she saw it. And he was trying to get her to be aggressive and get home. But we're okay here. There's one out. There's runners on second and third. They were lucky to get out of that potential jam. When Nico up, I got a feeling these runners are coming across right now.
As that one's fouled away by Ustaris. Yeah, it was a bit of an interesting decision by the infielder to throw to the plate when you had that runner sitting at third base. If you could have got them in a rundown, that would have been something Ashland looks back on and says that was a wasted opportunity.
I'm not even sure she knew what was going on. I think she was trying to get the runner at home, thinking the leadoff was there.
As Ustaris skies it in the infield, the second baseman Benger makes the catch. That's the first time Ustaris has been retired.
Yeah, too bad. Tough spot. She just got underneath that a little bit. Nico pops one up. Haley Buterman here in a big spot, though, now to see if she can do what she did in the last game against Westwood, was have a bunch of huge hits. She's got one today, but this would be a big spot for her to get her second hit of the day and maybe a pair of RBI.
Would be huge as she takes a first pitch strike. So we'll see if the confusion doesn't prove to cost Ashland a run here. It's up to Buterman here, though, with 2 outs. Here comes the 0-1. That's a pop-up to second again, and Benger makes the catch, and that will end the 5th. The Clockers threaten, but they cannot cross the plate, and it's 9-6 heading into the 6th.
Yeah, unfortunate ending to that inning. You get 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out, runner on second and third with the top of the order up. But you can't get a hit every time you're up. And Nico pops up. She's been hot all day. Just gets underneath one. Haley's not able to, put her bat on the ball solid. She also pops up. But still a 9-6 lead here going into the 6th. So I think that the girls can settle down, play some good defense, and see if they can put a couple across in the bottom of the 6th with Vendetti, Kyra, and Colette up. There's still potential damage to be done.
Yeah, and Ustaris will continue on the mound here. She has thrown 101 pitches and faced 29 batters through 5 innings. But Coach Larry Sasso is going to give her a chance here, and we'll see if she can finish off another clean inning.
Yeah, the key here, again, I've been saying this all game long, got to limit walks right now. Nico has 9 walks on the day. So if we can to limit those and make the Westwood Wolverines swing the bat here. Got to make defensive plays behind them. They're not striking out a ton. They've only got 3 strikeouts, but the nine walks have hurt us a little bit. So if Nico can just throw strikes right now, we can hopefully get out of this with another scoreless inning.
She will get 3, 4, and 5s at the heart of the lineup. Brooke Benger, Isabel Walsh, and Eve Clinton. Benger made a couple nice catches at second to prevent the Clockers from getting on the board last inning, and she lines that one past Merloni on a slide. And it is a first pitch single.
Believe it or not, Jacob, that's only the 5th hit of the day for Westwood. And that's what I said, that it's been, let them swing the bat, right? Lexi couldn't quite get her glove on that when she made a diving attempt. Would have been a heck of a play if she could. But hits are going to happen. But limit the walks and let's just make plays behind her.
So Walsh takes ball 1. She's been on base all 3 times. She has a single, 2 walks. She's driven home a run and scored a run. That one is low. It's off the umpire, and that'll allow the runner, Benger, to advance to second base. And it's a 2-0 count here to Isabel Walsh.
Yeah, got a runner in scoring position now for Walsh, who does have one hit today.
Another big spot, Nico Staris. That one's fouled away. And it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count here.
Walsh wanted that one. Walsh wanted that one bad. That was a big cut, and she just missed it.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of, like you said, a lot of hits from Westwood because they've walked so many times with the 9 walks.
Over the plate now, come on!
It seems like it's been a few innings since we saw a hit until the hit there from Benger.
Yeah, it might be time to get Holly Cashin up in the bullpen. We saw her early. Haven't seen her taking any pitches since. I'm a little bit surprised by that. I would think that this could be a good time for her to start taking some warm-up pitches over there. Nico might be tiring a bit. It's been a long day. She's thrown a lot of pitches. Hasn't thrown really any all year long. I'm surprised Coach Sasso doesn't have Holly up yet.
Yeah, it's the 10th walk there as Walsh takes her base. So first and second, nobody out here for Eve Clinton, who's 1 for 3. She'll check her swing, and it is ball 1. Yeah, I believe we saw Holly Cashin up in the first inning in the bullpen, and we haven't seen her since.
Yeah, we did. Maybe she does feel warm enough. I'm not sure. Or maybe they just have no intention of putting her in this game. But I think right now is the right spot to think about it. You have no outs in the top of the 6th inning, only a 3-run game, and the tying run is at the plate. This is a precarious situation here.
It is. Clinton had a huge hit for Westwood, a 3-run double, as that one is smoked into left field for a base hit in front of Kriegsman. Benger will round third and score. Into second safely goes Walsh on an RBI base hit from Clinton, her 4th RBI today, and it is 9-7.
Yeah, that was a heck of a shot. She barreled that one. That ball was hit hard. As they say in the pros, some good exit velo on that. And now I think I do see Holly getting up off the bench. Not so sure if she's coming right in right now or if she's just going to warm up. But she,
it looks like she is coming in.
She is entering the game kind of cold. Entering the game cold is not an easy thing to do unless she was warming up in the last inning that we just didn't notice.
Yeah.
Certainly could have been the case. I did not see her over there, but I also wasn't looking for it because I was caught up a little bit watching that offensive explosion by the Clockers.
Yeah, and like Nico, she is, before today has only made 4 appearances on the season and only 5 innings pitched. She did pitch, 13 innings pitched in 4 appearances. She did pitch against Dedham. She started that game. So she'll come out of the bullpen here with 2 runners on in the top of the 6th inning. And yeah, Nico Staris pitched well over 100 pitches, 110 pitches, only 46 for strikes. So she'll get some rest. I don't think, actually no, she's right at shortstop already.
Oh yeah, Nico's not coming out of this game. There is no chance. She is way too important to this team. Hopefully she can just shake off this inning and not worry about it. She is so important. A valued member of the team, probably again their most outstanding offensive player and just a weapon defensively as well. And I got to give her a lot of credit. Right? This is a tough spot for a kid to be in. Hasn't pitched really all year long, and she leaves the game ahead. They're up 9-7. Holly's going to come in and hopefully finish this thing off. Again, tough spot by Holly. 2 runners on with no outs in the top of the 6th. But these are the kind of games that good teams have to win. If they want to make the jump between, being a decent team to being a really good team, you've got to figure out how to win games when you're having trouble.
No. And despite the, not the greatest of starts from Nico Staris, if this lead does hold, she will get her first win of the season. on the mound as Holly Cashin will face Catherine Granada to lead it off. 0 for 3. First pitch is outside for ball 1. So nobody out, runners on first and second. It's Walsh and Clinton. The 1-0 is upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes.
Holly's going to pitch with confidence right now. She's a good pitcher. She's just going to find the strike zone. She's just missed in those first 2. Time to put them right over the plate right now.
2-0 is low. She's missed outside, high, and low. So it is a 3-ball, no strike count here to Granada, and I assume she will be taking this pitch here, especially with a new pitcher in the game.
I would have to think, seeing 3 straight from a new pitcher, it would be take all the way.
And she does, and it is a strike. So it is 3 balls and 1 strike as Holly Cashin looks to battle back.
I actually would be taking all the way on this one as well, Jacob. 3-1. I wouldn't even think about swinging this ball.
And she will, and it is a line drive into left field for a base hit. Isabel Walsh will score standing, and down to second goes Clinton, an RBI single from Granada, and that is a 9-8 game now, and that run will go on Ustaris' line.
And up comes an offensive weapon. We did see her put one over the fence earlier today. So this is a really tough spot right now that the Clockers find themselves in, with runners on first and second, no outs, and power at the plate.
Yeah, I would love to jinx this, but it does seem like the Clockers could be going into their half of the inning either tied or down a run, as that one is low for ball 1. Still nobody out here. Tying run is at second.
Really big spot here to try to induce a ground ball if you can, or a pop-up. That's got to be the goal right now.
The 1-0 is swung on and missed. Good pitch there from Cashin. It's 1-1.
Perfect spot for an infield fly right here, Jacob. I'd love to see her try to pull another one over the fence and get under it and give us a nice easy one.
That's a beautiful pitch, and it was stared at there, and it's 1-2 here to Raffoni.
Yeah, she fooled her with that off-speed pitch. She was certainly looking fastball all the way, and she got fooled a little bit. We'll see how Holly comes back now that she is ahead of the count.
This is a big pitch. Here's the 1-2. Oh, just missed. That was awfully close.
Yeah, not so sure where that missed. Again, we got a tough angle. I feel like that was close, but it probably just missed outside, if anything. I would have loved to have seen her get that one, though.
Here comes the 2-2. That's a line drive into left. That's a base hit. Runner hits third. Clinton will come to the plate. Ustaris will cut it off, and there will be no throw. So another single here with nobody out, and it is knotted at 9.
Yeah, and this is exactly what they didn't want to happen. This is a situation now where they get that 9-6 lead. They couldn't put any across in the bottom of the 5th, and now it's a brand new ball game here. It's 9-9, and there are still no outs with runners on first and second.
So Poles will bat, 0 for 1 with a walk. Fouls that one back. Big hack on the first pitch. So they've been going station to station, still first and second here, but nobody out. And now Ustaris will not be qualified for a win in this game.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Nico, but she did put up a valiant effort, so they're just going to have to do it with their bats instead.
Yep. As that one is fouled away as well, and that seems like it's the first time in a long time we've seen an 0-2 count here from Ashland pitching.
We haven't. I'm not sure if we've seen more than one all game actually from the Clockers. They have been behind probably on the majority of counts today.
Here's the 0-2. That's a line drive to second and a nice grab from Buterman. And that is huge. Softly hit, runners will hold up. So that is out number 1.
Yeah, big out, and now is the time when you really want to try to induce an ending inning double play if you can possibly do that. Get out of this one. It's still tied up because if looked like a timeout. I think there was another B there in the infield.
I think Haley Buterman
Little
had
dance.
the effects of that. Yeah.
Yeah, a little dance by Haley.
The umpire understands he had the same thing happen to him a few innings ago.
Yeah, we're gonna have to check for B's here.
Yeah. As Cahill will bat. That's upstairs, 0 for 1 with 2 walks in the 9-hole. Mia French, in the top of the lineup, lurks on deck.
Yeah, this is a really important batter right here, going into the top of the lineup, coming after Cahill.
It's the 1-0. That one's fouled back. Ball and a strike here.
If there were ever a time for a double play, this is the opportune time for them to pull one off here, Jacob. Because if they let Cahill on here with only 1 out in the top of the order, it has trouble written all over it.
Cashin looks in. 1-1 pitch to Cahill. That one is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. That is a strike there from Cashin, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Cahill here.
That's a big pitch. Big
It
pitch
is.
by Holly there. And then this is probably one of the biggest pitches of the game right now.
The strikeout wouldn't be too bad either. Here comes the 2-2. That is a liner foul down the third base line. Valiant effort there from Lorelei Collette, but it remains 2-2.
Cahill's fighting hard against the counterpart in the circle, Holly Cashin, who has replaced Nico Eustaris here in the top of the 6th.
2 balls, 2 strikes again. That one is upstairs. What a thriller we've seen here.
This has been a bit of a nail biter. Just when you think that the Clockers are ready to try and put them away, Westwood keeps crawling back.
Here's the 3-2, and that one is fouled back. We'll do it again. A long at bat here for Cahill.
Yeah, Cahill is fighting. She's fighting hard here. She is right now having an 8-pitch at bat in this fight against Holly Cashin. Let's see who wins in the battle of the pitchers.
Once again, a 3-2 pitch from Cashin. Swung on and missed.
What a gigantic
Huge.
strikeout there for Holly. Just an absolutely huge swing and miss to get. There are now 2 outs with the top of the order up. Again, if they can somehow manage to get out of this with a tie score going into the bottom of the 6th, that's exactly what they need to happen.
And the 5th time around here for the Westwood top of the lineup is a good block from Vendetti. Mia French is 1 for 3. A double. She's also walked. So runners still remain at first and second here with 2 outs. A 9-pitch strikeout of Cahill. That's a good pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The key is not to fall behind here for Holly. So if she can get ahead right now, put her on her heels a little bit and get out of this one.
Comes the 1-1. It's a ground ball back to the mound. What a play by Cashin, and she quickly fires it over to Kyra to end the top of the 6th and keep the game tied.
Really nice play there by Holly. Good reaction to get that ball and get it out of her glove. I was afraid that she may have rushed a little bit, but she was anxious to get that over. Zips it over to Kyra to make the 3rd out of the inning. And the Clockers are still alive here. It's a 9-9 game going in the bottom of the 6th. And I do like who we've got coming to the plate. You've got Ava Vendetti, who is certainly a great hitter. Caroline Kyra is the 2nd leading hitter on the team in terms of average. And then you have an absolutely fire-hot hitting Lorelei Collette coming up 3rd. So this could be the spot for them to put a couple across.
Yeah, and Lorelei Collette is on the cycle watch. A triple needed, and that would be a huge hit, as hopefully someone gets on in front of her, Vendetti or Kyra.
Love to see that happen. Love to see Vendetti and Kyra both get on to give Lorelei the chance to knock them both in with a stand-up triple and get that cycle. That would be quite an accomplishment, and it would be the easiest choice ever for the Marathon Deli King Kong offensive player of the game. As you know, Marathon Deli is a great supporter of Ashland Athletics. They have been sponsoring our softball games throughout the year. So what we have been doing is we've been naming the King Kong Sandwich Offensive Player of the Year and the Gobbler Sandwich Defensive Player of the game. So we will have that responsibility at the end. But that only happens if they win. So if we lose, we do not pick a King Kong or Gobbler player. So we've got to get this win first, and then we can talk about who it is. But certainly, Lorelei Collette is the leader in the clubhouse for the King Kong Award.
Oh, certainly. And I mean, when a sub at Marathon Deli is on the line, I feel like that just it adds to the pressure.
You know, maybe this is a good time to ask for it. But they're not getting the sandwich. Maybe they should. They are just getting the recognition of the award.
Oh, they should get like a free voucher there.
I love where your head's at. We're going to have to make a call to our friends over there at Marathon Deli to see if we can present these girls with their free sandwich of choice if they are elected the player of the game. Heck of an idea, Jake.
As Ava Vendetti will take ball one, a just miss from Cahill, who starts the sixth on the circle, in the circle. Is it in or on?
In.
In the circle. Used to saying on the mound, so
yeah,
it's a little bit different terminology. Here comes the 1-0.
Well, I owe
2-0.
Well, I owe you a baseball game. I made that promise. I said, if you come join me to do a softball, I'll come join you do a baseball game, as long as the schedule allows it, because my priority is these softball games, as you know.
I think they made a plan of if the baseball playoff game isn't too far, they were going to try to make the trip out there. Me, you, and George would be a great trio to do that. It'd definitely be fun. The team has been had a good season under Coach Mess.
Yeah, they're a fun team. I have enjoyed watching Coach Messer's teams over the years. I love baseball. I love softball. But I always enjoy watching the way Coach Messer's teams play. They play hard. They play rugged. And, you know, there's some great kids in that team as well. You know, Chris Braddock is a tremendous senior. Ollie LaRue, a great kid. A lot of seniors in that team, actually. Mark Mermelstein, I believe, is a senior as well.
David Jampolsky, Derek Asenko as well. Yeah, they have a lot of guys leaving, but they also have a good junior class as well. Michael Schreiber, Jared Grumbum. Jared Grumbum's been their best pitcher.
He's potentially, I would think that he has to be considered. Right.
Oh, that one smoked, but what a catch at shortstop by Walsh. It just came right to her.
Yeah, that's another good barrel by Vendetti. She's been tough luck today. She probably could be 3 for 4. Instead, she's 1 for 4. She's hit the ball hard a couple times. Actually, her weakest hit was her hit.
It was a blooper into center. And same with Kyra. That one skied into center field. Poles says she has it, and she does. That is a 1-pitch out number 2.
Yeah, I think Kyra swung a bad pitch. I think that was up at her eyes a little bit. Not a great pitch to swing at. A little over aggressive there on that first pitch. Didn't look like a strike. Ends up flying out. In a really a big spot. That's too bad, because now they're down to their last out of the inning.
There it is, Lorelei Collette, who is a triple shy of the cycle. She smokes into center, and it's gone! For the second time today. She doesn't want the cycle. She wants a 2-home run game.
I have to tell you, this has been an unbelievable offensive performance by Lorelei Collette. What a showing by her. 2 home runs, a double, a single. She is just pouring it on. What an amazing week! If she is not the Metro West Daily News Player of the Week right now, I don't know how you possibly get that award. And I hope someone's calling the Globe after today's performance, because this is just a game that you don't usually see out of a kid.
Unbelievable. I mean, came in batting .292, 4 hits today, 2 home runs. And yeah, I think a 2 home run game plus the double and single might be a little bit better than the cycle. You might not get to say you hit a cycle, but you hit 2 home runs.
The only thing that's unfortunate is she did her job, but nobody was on. So both home runs have been solo shots. Really too bad that they didn't have anybody on base for her.
As Kazadian smokes it into center field in front of poles for a roped base hit. And another 2-out hit, back-to-back hits for the Clockers here as they look to get some insurance before the last inning.
Yeah, that's great that Ruby gets her first hit of the day in a really big spot to keep this inning going, because most importantly, what you want to do is you want to see how close to the top you can possibly get in case they need to have a bottom of the 7th. Right now, obviously, you've got a 10-6 lead, but how many times can we keep this thing going here with 2 outs to get back to Nico, if at all possible?
As Kriegsman, who is 2 for 2, will pull back a bunt, and it's 2-0. The Ashland boys baseball team, unfortunately, were defeated at home by Westwood 5-1, and the freshman baseball team finished their season 10-0 with a 15-3 win against Westwood.
Well, that's good to hear. That means the future is bright.
It is, as that one gets by, and Kazadian will get to second base standing up. And it is a 3-0 count here to Kriegsman, who's looking to reach base for the, was it 4th time today?
Yeah, Rebecca has been an on-base machine today. 2 for 2 with a pair of walks, right?
Yeah. Or 1 walk, I believe, and then this, or maybe it is it 2 walks? No, 1 walk. But that one is blooped to third, and a catch made by Abby Johnson to end the 6th, but Lorelei Collette comes through, and will that be enough? 10-9 as we go to the 7th. Clockers are 3 outs away from their 14th win.
Yeah, huge hit there by Lorelei Collette. She takes a fastball over the center field fence, another absolute rope. Her 2nd home run of the day, her 4th hit of the day, her 2nd RBI. Again, she is hitting the ball better than anybody on the team right now in the last 2 games. Absolutely seeing beach balls, like I said earlier, keeping this team in this game and giving them a clutch hit to go ahead coming into the 7th inning.
Holly Cashin will look to get a save here.
Actually, Holly Cashin is going to get the win.
Actually, she will get the win.
Yeah.
Correct.
Holly Cashin looking to get the win. And let's hope that the defense can stand tall behind her right now, and let's hope that Holly can just throw strikes, right? Limit the walks, like we said. We've got to have no more free passes. Can't afford any in this inning. Who do we have coming up, Jacob?
We have the 2, 3, and 4 spots. Abby Johnson, Brooke Benger, and Isabel Walsh. So it is going to be a tough one to get, though. Johnson is 0 for 3 with a walk. Brooke Benger's 1 for 3. She's scored 3 times today. And Isabel Walsh has walked 3 times, and she also has an RBI hit. So,
yeah.
Big inning.
This is a huge inning here. A big spot for the sophomore pitcher in the circle, making a rare appearance for the year. But Holly is a good pitcher. She did a great job for the Clockers last year, and this is probably one of the biggest spots she's been in her young career here for Ashland.
The Clockers are hoping they don't even need to go back up at the plate. 3 outs away from a win. First pitch. Johnson shoots it foul down the first base line. A little bit behind there.
Yeah, so she was behind there. So we got to wake up, make sure the right side is ready. Got Kyrie Buterman and Koch here. Should be looking for action to see if something comes at them here in the top of the 7th.
Mentioned Johnson is 0 for 3. She did walk and score, and it is a ball there. So 1 ball, 1 strike. $14 hits for Ashland, 8 for Westwood. So 22 hits combined. 19 runs. That is a late swing and a nice grab from Kyra in foul territory. And She was ready on the right side.
Yeah, it was a really nice play by Caroline going and getting that low dipper. I thought that thing might scoot underneath, but she made a nice play getting that glove down. And we've got one out here in the top of the 7th.
She's had a couple nice catches like that, just barely getting it before it hit the dirt.
Yeah, obviously I'm a little biased, but I think she has to be a candidate for our Gobbler defensive player of the game.
I would agree, as that ball is smoked out into left center field. Kriegsman on the run, and she won't get there. Going to second base, she's going to stop there. As Brooke Bender nearly tied this game up. That ball was way out there into the gap.
Yeah, she laced that one. That was a good gapper, a big double. You know, the tying run is now in scoring position, which is a tough spot for Holly to be in. That's why I think Coach Sasso is going to come out and have a conversation just about seeing if we can get this thing through. Just throw strikes. Just try to keep this one from going into the bottom of the 7th.
As Isabel Walsh will dig in.
No, it looks like they gave another free pass to Isabel Walsh. They put her on again.
That's the 4th walk. She's only had 1 at bat. 5 plate appearances, only 1 registered at bat. 2
intentional walks for her. Clearly, they did not want to see her up at the plate with the runner in scoring position in such a huge spot.
Instead, they're going to face Eve Clinton, who has 2 hits and 4 runs driven in. So we'll see if this benefits them, as that's a ground ball to third or shortstop. A toss from Nico Ustaris to the third baseman, Colette, and that was well done, and there's 2 away.
Really a nice play by Nico. Has to be the other top candidate for the Gobbler Defensive Player of the game here. She fielded her position tremendously well when she was pitching, and that's another really heads-up play to get the lead runner in an important spot for the second out here in the top of the 7th.
So the tying run was a race at third. Now it is back at second. It's the first pitch to Granada for a strike. A 1-for-4 day with a couple RBIs for Catherine Granada.
Great to see Holly get ahead here on the count in a really big spot here, up 1 run in the 7th.
She tries to strand a couple. That's a ground ball. Cashin will watch it. It's a foul ball, just foul. Couldn't see the line there, but it looked awfully close.
Yeah, that was awfully close. Holly did a great job to get over there before it had a chance to bounce fair, because that was absolutely going to be an infield hit. There's no chance anybody would have had of getting her at first base. But we now have 2 strikes with 2 outs in the top of the 7th in a 1-run game.
1 strike away from win number 14. That one is upstairs as Vendetti goes up and gets it.
Holly in a big spot here, Jacob. This would be a huge boost of confidence for Cashin if she's going to be needed in the playoffs.
1-2. Just missed. And it's got to be perfect for an umpire to call a strike 3 to end the game.
Well, he has been a little tough sometimes. I think overall he's been pretty consistent, this guy behind the plate today. We really need Holly to throw in fire right now. Might be a nice spot for that changeup. That little off-speed pitch that she has thrown.
I would agree with you there. In a 2-2 count, here it comes. That one's upstairs, and the count is full. She did go with the fastball. So a walk here would put the tying run at third.
And even more importantly, it's a 3-2 count with 2 outs. The runners are going to be off on the pitch. They're going to be flying, which means a single is certainly going to tie this game.
Here comes a 3-2, and it's fouled back. Fought off there by Granada. And on deck is Raffoni, who had the home run for Westwood. So you'd love to get this out here.
And it looks like some rain might be thinking about squirting down on this too, so it's time to get out of this one. Again, runners are going to be off on the pitch.
3-2 once more. That is upstairs for ball 4, and Granada will walk. And that will send Walsh to third. She is the tying run, and they will have to face Raffoni, the home run hitter from earlier.
Yeah, the 7 hitter is 2 for 3 today with 2 RBIs and a walk, and she had that huge home run. So this is a big spot for Cashin with the bases loaded in the top of the 7th, up 1.
With 2 outs. First pitch, that's a ground ball back to the mound. It's fielded by Cashin, and the throw to first is in time. What a play by Holly Cashin to snare it on a hop, and the Clockers win a thriller, 10-9.
Wow, what a big play by Holly to get that comeback there, and she's able to get out of a really potentially big jam with the bases loaded and 2 outs, and Cashin induces a ground ball back to her. Nice throw over to Kyra to get the final out of the game, and the Clockers kind of steal this one, 10-9, on a just mega day from Lorelei Collette. I mean, what a huge performance. The game changer recap quickly says Lorelei Collette powers Ashland Varsity Clockers past Westwood, and that couldn't be any more of a true statement.
You could use a stronger word than that. I mean, she just carried them through that game. And I mean, you gave up 12 walks, and that just shows that this offense is something special, that your pitching, can struggle. Give up, 8 hits, 9 runs, 12 walks, and still come out with a win. It's a huge, huge momentum. Like for the rest of the season, they got 1 game left, and then it's on to the state tournament.
Yeah, 1 game left against Grafton tomorrow, and then on to the state tournament. And the bats really carried them today. And also, big credit to Nico Eustaris, who is in a tough spot. The kid has not been pitching all year long. She's going to come in for a start. Holly pitched the other day. It'll be interesting to see who he decides to go with tomorrow against Grafton in the season finale or the regular season finale. But credit to Nico for keeping them in the game. And offensively, that's how they won today, right? They had 14 hits, and some clutch hits too.
They were extremely clutch hits. I mean, 2 home runs from Colette were just absolutely huge, and it was a crazy game. I mean, the first softball game I've done, and I want to come back.
All right, well, that's good. We love having you here. And special shout out to the seniors today. Quinn Herder, Taylor Koch, Rebecca Kriegsman, just 3 great leaders who have done a really nice job for this team. And you gotta talk about the game that Quinn Herder had too. An absolutely enormous RBI double. One of the best hits of the day for anybody. Probably her best hit of the year. And Rebecca Kriegsman also pitched in 2 for 3. Nico was 2 for 3. Buterman, Vendetti, Kyra, and Kazadian were all 1 for 4 on the day.
Yeah, and it was a team win. 8 out of the 9 hitters got hits, and everyone got on base. So it was a really good way to almost finish up your season. And I don't know, who do you think wins the defensive player of the game? I know we were thinking about that.
Well, I think that it is an easy choice for the King Kong offensive player of the game. So that is certainly going to be Lorelei Collette.
100%.
Thinking about defensively here, Nico, I think that your candidates are probably Kyra, who had made a great scoop on that tough ground ball to get out of the inning once. She did catch a couple pop flies in foul territory. And then Nico, who just made a boatload of plays at the pitcher's circle, helping herself out. And then she just made that big play over there at shortstop. So I'm going to let you be the final judge on that. But I think unless you have another candidate, I think those probably are the first 2.
I mean, if there was a tie, I'd have to go with a tie. But I think I'll go with Nico. I think, being a pitcher, you already have the stress of having to go out there, and you're the one who, you're facing this team pretty much by yourself until the ball is put in play. And, having to field as well, and in addition to having to pitch is a tough thing to do. And then you come out of the game and you're immediately put at shortstop, and shortstop, balls are hit there a lot, and she made every play that came to her.
Yeah, I think that's the right choice. Nico just had a tremendous game defensively. She fielded her position so well. And again, one of the keys too for this team, we talked about, right, limiting mistakes. They only made 1 error in the day. Walks hurt them, but only 1 error in the day, and that certainly led to the victory for the Clockers. And they're heading into postseason play with a minimum of 14 wins, which is nice. They're going to be going for number 15 tomorrow against Grafton.
And that is just an incredible season compared to where they've been, since 2011. Haven't made the state tournament since, and a chance to go 15-5, an extremely respectable record. And other teams are going to take notice of this offense and how good they've been. And if the pitching, hopefully Bella Domestico,
Yeah, the game just
might see her in
ended.
the postseason. We'll see how that goes.
So, do
It'd be
you want me
huge
to
to get
pick
her
up
back.
something on the way home,
Obviously,
or,
I haven't seen her,
we
but
can-
I've seen the stats and they don't lie. So it's definitely
do you want me to
a
pick
big
up something on the
big
way
chance coming up for these Clockers.
It sure is, and it'd be great to get Bella back. But if they don't, it's an opportunity for Holly and Nico to continue to step up. But I think it's time for us to get going here, Jacob. I can't tell you how thrilled I am to be able to have done this with you today. I really enjoyed. I like the other guys I've worked with, but you have been my favorite partner that I have had. What a joy it's been to do this with you. Probably because I've known you since you were 5 years old, right? And that's pretty special for me too. So thank you for coming here and joining me and doing such a fantastic job. You did your homework, and I really, really loved the opportunity to be with you tonight.
Well, thank you for having me. It was an honor. It's something I've always wanted to do. You're such an energetic person, just such a great guy to be around. So I really appreciate it.
Well, Jacob, thank you, and I'm going to let you sign us off here.
All right. Well, the final here from Ashland High School. The Clockers get a big win, 10-9. Lorelei Collette with the game-winning home run in the 6th inning, and the Clockers move to 14-5. We'll see you sometime soon, hopefully.
And I will see you tomorrow at again as the Clockers take on the Grafton Gators in their final regular season game. So we are signing off here from Ashland High School with another Ashland Clockers softball varsity victory.
Yes. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you.